Oh man, I can't think of a funny intro. Hey, editing plastic disaster. Replay that one intro I did with the HG version. Just by reading the title of the video, am I not wrong? Yeah, no one's gonna know the difference, right? How's it going, guys? It is Plastic Disaster back with another review, and today we are going to take a look of the Master Grade Geara Doga from one of my favorite movies, Mobile Suit Gundam Char's Counterattack. Obviously, I've already talked about this kit, the HG version. Check out that review. I said that this is pretty much a ZAKU 2 on steroids. I've been eyeballing this kit in my backlog for quite a while now, so let's get to the review. So take a look at the box art. We see the Geara Doga, firing its stern faust, while you have like a lot going on in the background, like the Suzabi versus the new Gundam, the Jagans, and even more Geara Dogas. This side of the box, we got the front and rear shot of the kit. We have images from the anime showing off the nice inner frame, the 1/100 scale pilot, weapon layout, and decals. Moving on to this side of the box, just shows off the kit in the nice action poses, some gimmicks, and it gives you the option. You can give it a commander type or the grunt type, and an LBD option, which I don't have. And it shows off what the kit looks like when it's all put together. Opening the box, we are greeted with 7 bags of runners along with the manual. Opening to the first page of the manual, looks like we got a ton of information. Checking the parts list, well, I can safely say we're using all of them. Opening to the middle of the manual, we got more information, and moving on down is an advertisement of other MG kits from the movie. We got 2 different versions of the MG New Gundam, the regular and the Verka. Moving on to this side, just shows off a painting guide for the mobile suit and the pilot. Right down there, just shows off the gimmicks, the inner frame, and the LED option. Back of the manual just shows where to place the decal stickers, and the kit all put together. Starting off with runner A is going to be a multicolored runner. We got a big chunk of gray, some red, clear yellow, and some clear parts. Runners B and C1 and C2 are going to be the military green parts. By the way, C1 and C2 are going to be sharing this chunk of a runner. Runners D1 and D2 are going to be the darker green parts, and they'll be sharing this chunk of a runner. Alright, so the next couple of runners is going to be a bunch of gray parts, so buckle up. So we got 2 runner E's, we got runner F1 and runner F2, we got runner G, and finally runner H, just to round up the gray parts. Next up, we have runners I1 and I2, kind of like in a school bus yellow color. We got 2 runner J's, is going to be the rubber parts for the tubing. And finally, we have a polycap runner and some dry transfers, color correcting, and marking stickers. That about wraps up the unboxing portion, and wow, this is going to be like a long but fun build for me. Really looking forward to put this kit together, which I'm going to do right now. I'll see you guys right after. We got the Geara Doga all put together. Now, building this kit, it was pretty fun until you had to deal with the the rubber parts. The only rubber parts that behaved are the ones on the forearms, and everything else, well, you're gonna have to be really patient with those. Anyways, moving on to stickers. Well, for the eye parts, you're going to use the marking sticker, not a color correcting sticker, but instead I painted pink instead. These 2 pink metallic stickers, that's going to go on the top and the bottom of the backpack. These 2 stickers right here, this one goes right up on the top, and this circle right here is going to go onto the bottom right here. Finally, this pink sticker right here is going to go onto the other gun right here. That's going to be it for the out-of-box presentation. Overall, it looks really great, and for scene lines, there's not really any. There are, they could go as a pattern line detail or pretty much unnoticeable. What's so impressive is that the out-of-box presentation is actually so good, you can just snap build this kit and call it done. So I'm gonna work on this kit and I'll see you guys right after. Okay, and after all that effort, and here's what it looks like, and I thought I would take a little step further by painting red on like the spike shoulders and red and gunmetal on the other part of the shoulder. And I even did some slight weathering on it. So moving on with accessories, starting off with hand options, or in this case, finger options. Starting off what's already on the kit, you got the closed fingers, and you also got 2 trigger finger hands, and you got 2 of the melee weapon holding hands. Also have another set of these hands, and there are the articulated hands. So you got a ball joint on a thumb, and then these fingers are also on a ball joint and a little hinge right over there. I guess that's their way of making up for the open palm hand or the rifle support hand, and you can even make it a pointing finger hand if you want to, or maybe one of these. Next up, you have 2 different beam rifles. Now starting off with this one, doesn't do anything special. Well, all it does is just remove the magazine. And as for the other one, once again, the magazine does remove, but you also have another handle that can swing side to side, and the stock back here, it extends. For those who are wondering, well, where's the other magazine? If you lift up the side skirt, you have another one, and another one on the other side. So 1 of each. And for melee weapons, you get these. Well, this one is the extended version, this one is the collapsed version. Now, for the extended version, only this you can use as an axe weapon, and you have 2 different beam effect parts to do so. Just make sure this little angle face down, and you just plug it in like this. And after a little bit of struggling, here's what it looks like. And the other one, as for the collapsed version, this is where you can use it as a beam saber. It should look something like this. Now, funny thing is, only the collapsed version gets to be stored, and you store it onto the back skirt right over here. Next up, you have the shield. It folds right up here and going to the back. That's where we get more accessories. We have 4 of these stern fouls, which can be removed. But one little issue, the Geara Doga can't hold the stern fouls. I looked everywhere on the manual, or checked around the side of the box, see if there's any images of the Geara Doga holding it, but no. Well, it is what it is. Okay guys, editing Plastic Disasta here. So I think I managed to have the Geara Doga to hold the stern fouls. It's just that I have to use the articulated hands, though the grip is not the best, but it is something. And if you guys have any other ideas, comment down below. And you also have these little, I'm not sure they're called micro missiles or something, but they do rotate. You also have this little attachment right here, which can rotate, and it can move out this way. It attaches to the back of the arm. Finally, to round up the accessories, you have the commander version, you have the 1/100 scale pilot, and you have this little action base adapter piece right up there. Moving on with articulation, the head is on a ball joint. Now if you want to move the mono eye from side to side, you have to pull the cap off, and you see this little tab right here. You can turn it so the mono eye can move side to side. Of course, there is an LED gimmick, but since I don't have it, I can't demonstrate that, which is why I paint the mono eye pink instead. Moving on to the shoulder, starting off from this side, you do have a ball joint right over here, and there's a ball joint on the thrust right here, but it pops off a little too easy, but since it's on camera, it decides to behave. Now you also have this little thrusters which can move up and down. On this shoulder, same thing, it is on ball joint, this thruster can move in and out, and this little piece right here is on a ball joint, and they can shift up and down. Moving on to the rest articulation of the arm, the shoulder can move out this way for the butterfly joint. It could go out this far up. Let me just toy around. I'm not sure it can go up any higher due to the design. You get a bicep swivel, then on the elbow, really nice bend, and you also have a ball joint on the wrist. And I forgot to mention, you also have a ball joint on the thumb as well. And moving on to torso, really nothing special. It is on a ball joint, and of course, since this is a master grade kit, you do have an opening cockpit. which refuses to cooperate, so give me a second. Okay, that's what it looks like. You might want to pry it out with a part separator or something. Moving on to the skirt, the front skirt can move out this far up, side skirt can move this far out, back skirt can go out this far. The thigh doesn't do anything special, like no shifting up and down or twisting like side to side or something like that, or rotate. So it's pretty basic. It can, side skirt pops out too easily. Anyways, it can go up this far, it can go back this far, and as for the splits, it can do the full splits. You get a thigh rotation, bend at the knee, and you also have some knee armor separation right up here. It can shift up and down like this. The ankle armor can move up and down, and as for the foot, it can go up this far, it can move back this far, it can rotate, and as for the pivot, not too bad, but not too good. And the toe bends slightly upward. And as for the backpack, the only thing that moves are like the little thrusters, can just slightly move, but that's about it. Overall, the articulation on this kit, it may not be up to today's standards, but it is good enough to pull off some basic poses. And if you're trying to put on an action-based stand, it's a pretty heavy kit because, well, I had to get a little arm to support the weight. Moving on to size comparisons, here it is right next to the standard size GM Sniper 2, and you can tell how big the Geara Doga is. Finally, here it is right next to Lego Batman, Target Optimus Prime, and SD Ariel. So that's gonna be it for the size comparisons. Let's move on to my final thoughts. Moving on to my final thoughts. Overall, I really like this kit. Really simple to put together, but the two parts, yeah, you're gonna have to be really patient with that. Maybe a dab of super glue could help it to keep it in place. That is, if you're doing just, you know, a straight build and doing like some simple work. But if we're talking about giving a paint job on this kit, well, rubber parts can be a nightmare. Other than that, that's the only rant I have. I mean, yeah, the front skirt and a little thruster on the shoulder does pop up a little easily, but that's an easy fix. And maybe I do have another complaint, is that the articulation could have been a little better. Like, I wish I had an ab crunch, and I wish the toe could bend like downwards. I don't know, maybe I'm just being nitpicky. Maybe Bandai's just making some compromises due to design. But at the end of the day, it's still a pretty solid kit, and I recommend you pick this up and try it out. Alright, so that's gonna be it for review. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more content like this and you don't want to miss out, be sure to subscribe. Questions, concerns, comment down below. See you guys in the next video. Okay, so I know the size comparison is over, but I just want to see what it looks like compared to a smaller Gundam. Wow. Hey, the Shining Gundam might be short, but it's still mighty.